they're dragging out the Ukraine war on purpose. You think I'm kidding? Here's friend of the show, Aaron Mate, and he says at a hearing on U.S. policy in Syria, i.e. U.S. military occupation and crippling sanctions about Syria, a GOP senator, Jim Risch, declares that, like Ukraine, we can't have this end. This is something that's going to go on for a long time. Assistant Secretary of State Barbara Lee agrees. So want to hear it? Here it is.
What we're going through in Ukraine is somewhat like this now. We can't have this thing end just as what's happened in Syria, where, like you pointed, the hostilities have cranked down. But we can't have this end and say, okay, it's over. No, it's not over. This will never be over until the people are held to account for what they've done. And we're a long, long ways away from that. I think the one case I referred to in Germany is merely scratching the surface. But this is something that's got to go on for a long time. So I'd appreciate hearing from each of you your efforts, as the chairman and I have done, to push back on allies of ours from doing what they appear to be doing and saying, well, it's over. No, it's not.
Senator, I couldn't agree with you more.
Jesus Christ. There's a lot of our allies that don't want to keep fighting these wars, but we can't let these wars stop. We can't. And then here's Assistant Secretary of State. I couldn't agree with you more. We got to keep these wars going. We got to find a way. We can't let the Syrian war die, and we certainly can't let the Ukrainian war die. They got to be a long, 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 long way from ending, because this is a grift of money from the U.S. Treasury to the military-industrial complex. That's kind of stunning, isn't it?
It is stunning. And right next to Barbara Leaf there, you see the one, the only Dana Stroul. She is the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense, I believe. And yes, her right there. She's the one who said, and you've played this clip so many, it's a great clip. She says, the United States owns and occupies 1/3 of Syria, particularly the hydrocarbon and wheat-rich region, to try and weaken Bashar al-Assad. So this is just their strategy. It's a neocon strategy of saying, we are going to create vassal states or vassal governments. We're going to balkanize sovereign nations and try to weaken these governments and bring about a U.S. subservient leader.
That's it. So, and this is how the press reports it. Vladimir Putin's forever war in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin's. There's another one. Putin chooses a forever war. Really, Tom Nichols? So now you know, whenever you see somebody like Tom Nichols, you just know they're full of shit. And who wrote this other one? Who wrote this one? By Michael Wisura in Tbilisi, Georgia. So his name is Michael Wisura.
The craziest part about all of this is that, well, we know that Boris Johnson intervened and told Zelensky not to negotiate with Russia.
That's right.
In March. But when Putin put forward, and Lavrov, the foreign minister, put forward the last round of counter proposals in the negotiations with Ukraine, Zelensky never even acknowledged that they received those proposals. They were, after 15 days, Russia was like, we never even got a response after we sent the last ones, and they never responded. So who's the one that is, trying to continue this war? It's not Putin.
There's another headline from the New York Times. U.S. says Putin is preparing for a long war. The director of national intelligence warned that Russia would not stop its campaign in Donbass. So that's how the United States press, that's how the corporate press reports that. But as I just showed you the video, it's obviously the United States government that is not interested in negotiations, is not interested in peace, is not interested in diplomacy. They want forever wars. The United States does. Here, we're doing stand-up comedy in Los Angeles on June 11th, and then we're going to Chicago, Sacramento, and San Diego on July 16th for the taping of my new special. Go to JimmyDoreComedy.com for a link for all tickets. See you there.